Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Saha Veeryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti. The question in relation to understanding Purushartha. Self-effort or free will or Purushartha, where does this function or ability rest in the body or mind or intellect? Its relation to intellect. How do you know if intellect is at play or self-effort? Intellect has to be developed and strengthened. What about self-effort? These are the clarifications that we addressed last week. The summary of the answers that was given last week is self-effort doesn't belong to the body or the mind or the intellect. Self-effort the intellect uses the self-effort to evolve. If the intellect isn't using self-effort, then there is devolution. So self-effort is a neutral entity. Which instrument accesses it depends on the evolution or devolution. Self-effort per se is neither evolutionary nor devolutionary. Self-effort means the determination. Here we are not using self-effort in Purushartha. The moment you bring in self-effort means the determination to put to use either the mind or the intellect. Unless you put self-effort, you will not attain the goal. Self-effort is getting into action, not merely idealizing it at the level of vasana, thought, desire. In this second paragraph that you mentioned just now, it is not about Purushartha in the strict sense. It is about the intellect using the faculty of Purushartha. Determination to put to use, unless you put all that comes under the function of the intellect which is making use of Purushartha. So we are not using Purushartha in the sense of the self-effort. We will revisit the whole definitions again today. Second, third one, vasana, thought, desire, action. Up to the point of thought, the mind is at play. To put thought to action, self-effort is required. Because of self-effort, vasana manifests as thought. Because of self-effort, vasana manifests as thought. Because of self-effort, thought manifests as desire. Because of self-effort, desire manifests as action. Therefore, the play of self-effort is there right through. It's not only from action level. Here you are using self-effort as in the visible planned action. That is not what we mean by Purushartha here. To put thought to action, self-effort is required. Thought itself manifests because of self-effort. You follow? Similarly, after the intellect makes a discrimination of right or wrong, self-effort is required to act upon it. All this is the function of the intellect, not Purushartha. Even though we keep using the word self-effort, we should not use the word Purushartha here. It is just the free will at play. The question is free will independent of vasanas or is free will influenced by body, mind, intellect is the question. For which the answer is Free will is independent of vasanas, body, mind and intellect. Before mind and intellect are the qualitative aspect of action, while self-effort is the quantitative aspect of the action. All this doesn't define Purushartha. All this doesn't come under Purushartha at all. You follow what I am saying? To go through the definitions again, it becomes clear. We will go through the definitions again. Purusha means human being. The Sanskrit word Purusha means human being. No problem in relation to the Purusha aspect of the word. It is the Artha aspect of the word gets into various interpretations. Purusha means human being. That is no problem. Man or woman. Generally people understand Purusha means man. No. Purusha means human. We'll understand it like that. The word Artha in Sanskrit has several meanings. The first meaning of the word Artha is meaning. இதுக்கு என்ன அர்த்தம்னு கேட்கிறோம் தமிழ்ல. The first meaning of the word Artha is, the first meaning of the word is meaning itself. So if you ask what is the meaning of this, என்ன அர்த்தம் we ask. So if you bring in that meaning, how would you define Purushartha now? What is the meaning of human being? Able to follow? First, Purushartha has very many meanings and the meaning differs according to the context. It doesn't have one fixed meaning. Because the word Artha has first meaning of the Artha is meaning. In the verse enna artham we ask. In the part enna meaning we ask. Isn't it? So the very word Artha means meaning. So meaning of human, one meaning. Second meaning of the word is wealth. Artha means wealth. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam. In Bhajagovindam he says artham. So another meaning of the word Artha is wealth. Wealth of human being. What is the meaning of human being? What is the wealth of human being? The third, Artha means the goal also. So Purusha Artha means the goal of human being. So how many meanings we have got now? Are you making a note? I am not making a note. What is the first meaning?
Meaning, sir.
What is the meaning of human? First meaning, Purushartha means what is the meaning of human being? Ange it stops. There, clean bold Ange, isn't it? Second is wealth. Wealth of human being. What is the wealth of the human being? Another Upanishad on that we can write. So in each and every meaning we can write one Upanishad. Second meaning of the word Purushartha. There is a third meaning to the word Purushartha. The third meaning is goal, destination. So here Purushartha means what now? The third meaning, the goal of human. The goal means purpose, whatever be it. How many meanings we have given till now? 3 meanings. The fourth meaning is free will. The fourth meaning is free will of the word Purushartha. The fourth meaning of the word Purushartha is free will, self-effort. What you meant is 4 meanings Kurukurama. Now the fifth meaning. The word Artha in some context means prayatna, effort. There we call it as human effort. human effort, now it looks like as though we are talking about somebody's effort. So we replace the word human with self and we call it as self-effort. This is derivation. So we derive each and every. So the fifth meaning of the word Purusha, fourth meaning is effort. The fifth meaning is the fourth meaning is free will. The fifth meaning is
Prayatana.
self-effort. The last meaning of the word Purushartha. Take the dictionary, they will give 3 pages. Of all the 3 pages, we have categorized the groups. Group length, there are so many further derivations. The last meaning of the word Purushartha is the path. Third meaning, we said it as the goal. The last meaning, say it as the path. This is what Purushartha means. You follow what I am saying? Now the question. This is Purushartha in all the various meanings which we use broadly depending on the context. Are you okay till now? When we are discussing this Purushartha, invariably it comes along with another word called Prarabdha. Arambha, started. Pra means beginning. The Sanskrit word pra means beginning. That's why the Sanskrit word prakriti means the first action. Kriti, karma, all comes from the same root, action. Pra means first. That's why I say prakriti is the cause for all actions, they say. So the Sanskrit word prefix pra means beginning, starting. Pra, there, starting of sleeping. Layam, starting of sleeping. Pra means sleeping. It doesn't change at all. Till now Sanskrit class over. Yeah, till now we didn't do philosophy class. Till now we did Sanskrit grammar class. Now we will come to the philosophy, because these definitions are these definitions are easy to make it in what context we are using. So always this Prarabdha will come along with this Purushartha. We combine these two now. We combine this Prarabdha and Purushartha. Now what is this combining Prarabdha and Purushartha? It's very simple. What you meet is Prarabdha, how you meet is Purushartha. Again I repeat. What you meet in life is Prarabdha. How you meet is Purushartha. So you have a choice about not what you meet, you have a choice about how you meet. You understand this? You understand what is Prarabdha and what is Purushartha. You have no choice escaping pleasure or pain, joy, sorrow, birth, death. What you meet there, you have no choice, because that is fixed, predetermined. Arabdha means that which has started already. It is like the arrow, it is like the bullet left the pistol. It cannot stop, it cannot return back. It has to reach the destination. That is Prarabdha, that which has begun. What is that? What is it that has begun? The pairs of opposites is that which is begun. What has started? The pairs of opposites have started. What is the pairs of opposite? Joy, sukha, dukkha, birth, death. These are all the opposites that has started. From when? When did it start? Anadi, from the beginning. No gradual evolution law. When it comes out, It comes out like that. That is your prarabdha. What you meet is that you have no choice. That's your fate. What is your fate? Where's of opposite is your fate. Prarabdha says that. Purushartha says, Sukha Dukkha, birth and death is what I meet. I have a choice over how I meet it. How I meet it, I have a choice. I don't have a choice over what I meet, but I have a choice about how I meet. That's why he keeps on saying it's not what you do that matters, it is how you do. It's not what you do that matters, it's how. It's never the what, it is the how. The how part of it is the free will or self-effort. Here we don't give the meaning of artha, as in the meaning of human life, meaning we will not give. We give the meaning of how you meet it, as in a conscious effort you can put in how to meet it. That which happens is prarabdha. How you meet that which is happening is purushartha. Are you okay? Are you clear? It's not that complicated. That's why you always talk about these two combined. Having said this, where does this, what is the role of, whenever we talk about human effort, we use the word prayatna. What you mentioned right through is prayatna. Not as in the individual entity called Purushartha we speak. Because of the same word self-effort that is being used everywhere, it got mixed up. So what do we do? In some context, Purushartha is used in the sense of prayatna. Most of the places it is used in the sense of prayatna. Prayatna means I am making an effort as to how to meet it. Free will is there as to how I meet it. So here what does understand? So in a very loose way, in a very general way, we say Purushartha means self-effort. How you meet it? Prarabdha is destiny. So Prarabdha loosely is known as a destiny. Purushartha is about how you meet it. Prarabdha means a situation over which you have no choice. Again I repeat. Prarabdha means a situation over which you have no choice. Purushartha means how you meet it. You don't have a choice over the situation, you have a choice over how you meet with it. How you meet with it is in relation to the prayatna part, the intellect. Intellect is the instrument that makes the right, that can discriminate, understand, and then guide the mind into how to meet the prarabdha. So guiding the mind into relating to prarabdha is done by the intellect. We will not say Purushartha is doing that. We will say the instrument intellect is doing that. Obviously it is the intellect is making use of it. You follow what I am saying? Therefore, to have this definition clear, a human being is a combination, from another angle I am saying, put it like that, it's easy to follow. A human being is a combination of karta plus bhokta. Bhokta is the Prarabdha part, Karta is the Purushartha part. Again I repeat, human being equals Karta plus Bhokta. Karta means doer. Bhokta means enjoy, experiencer. Bhokta, very loosely they translate as enjoy. Actually what it means is a human being is doer plus experiencer. The experiencer is the Prarabdha part which comes from the past. As a human being today, the human being is a combination of these two. Something you experience from the past, which is
Prarabdha.
Which is your Prarabdha. That you have no choice. That you have no choice. So over Prarabdha you have no choice, but how you meet it now, you have a choice. So if you look at yourself as the Bhokta, experiencer, you have no choice. Carefully follow. If you look at yourself as the Bhokta, experiencer, you have no choice. If you see yourself as the doer, you have a choice. How you meet it means what? What part of you are going to give, which part in you are going to keep the focus. Are you going to keep the focus on the Bhokta part in you or the Karta part in you? Knowledge says, don't worry about the Bhokta part, focus on the Karta part. What does Bhokta part means? Why me, sir? That is focusing on the Bhokta. Why only me? All these questions is about what? The Bhokta is asking this question which has no meaning. Why? Bhokta has to experience that. Why me, why me, why me? What is the way out and all this? That is not the job of the Bhokta, that is the job of the Karta. Now in you, you have these two, Karta and Bhokta. You can choose. You can choose to be a Bhokta continuing the suffering, or you can choose to be the Karta taking a different direction. Are you okay till now? Either way, whether you choose to be a Bhokta or a Karta, Purushartha is involved in it. Purushartha is involved in it as in free will. In the Purushartha meaning, what meaning we will give here? Free will. Out of free will in the present, you can choose to reinforce your Bhokta part and continue to suffer, or you can use your free will to focus on the Karta part and change your direction. Here the word Purushartha will mean not Prayatna, as in the free will, choice. It's very, very important to understand these two distinctions. Are you able to follow? If this is understood clearly, what happens? Prarabdha only presents a situation in front of me. There are two types of situations. One is a general situation, another is something specific. Again I repeat, situations is of two types. One is something which is general in nature. Another is something specific. Something general in nature means rain. Something specific in nature means only your car will break down. Are you able to understand the difference? There are some situations which are general in nature. There are some situations which is specific in nature. About both you have no control. About both you have no control as in now. The general situations is the cosmos, the totality, the cosmic. The individual situations is your own creation from the past that is appearing in front of you. Are you able to follow? There are certain general situations which is cosmic, like Supposing there's an earthquake here, all the chairs will shake. Oh, except Sir's chair, all others' chair will shake. Including chairs chair, all chairs will shake. That is a general situation. And then there are specific situations. What are the specific situations? Something that happens to you which is not happening to the
others,
which may not necessarily happen to others. Able to follow? What affects you? Now the question. What affects you? The specific. Correct. Purushartha retreat does so much of effect. I never realized it was such a big effect. The general situations is never an affectation. It is a specific. What is the general situation? Like a joke we say, no? Current pochunna, first thing I'll do is, if the power cut happens, we used to do that. I think even now people will want to do that only. When power cut happens, where there's no UPS or anything in those days, okay, 25 years back when power cut happens, first thing I'll do is what? I look into the neighbor's house. God, it's a total problem. It's very clear. A total problem I can just fold my hands and wait for. Now, lights are on in all the houses except my Nagaland becomes a problem. Are you able to follow? Now, so life presents two kinds of situations now. One is something which is general, another is something that is specific. That which is specific is your creation. That specific is your creation, meaning your past actions is fructifying in this manner and presenting itself in front of you. That is Prarabdha. Are you okay now? Your own past actions fructifying itself and presenting as a situation in front of you. About the situation appearing in front of you, you have no choice. What you can do now, because of the karta component in you, you can choose how to
overcome.
What you face is Prarabdha, the situation. How you face it is the intellect. Using the intellect that is strengthened by the Shastric knowledge. See, whenever we use the word intellect, you should remember that within brackets. You should always tell yourself within. Whenever you hear the word intellect, what you should tell yourself within brackets? Strengthened by Shastra. Appada the intellect. Intellect knowledge, the knowledge that has the intellect. So, intellect means the instrument that is strengthened by the Shastric knowledge, teaches you what? How to face it. There are various ways of facing the situation. We are not discussing it because that's not the scope here. There are various ways of how you encounter that situation. That's a separate subject altogether. But here we are trying to distinguish between the Prarabdha and the Purushartha. So the word Purushartha is used in the sense of free will. The word Purushartha is used in the sense of effort. So it can be used in the sense of the free will. It can be used in the sense of effort. So when we talk about effort, how do I understand that? How does intellect faces the Prarabdha? How does the intellect faces the Prarabdha? There are 4 angles to it. There are only 4 angles to it. All permutation combination will come under these 4. How Purushartha meets Prarabdha? Imagine that there is the Prarabdha guy and there is this Purushartha guy meeting Prarabdha. How this Purushartha guy will meet the Prarabdha guy? First way of dealing with this, there is no cribbing, there is no complaining, there is no crying. Why? Because it is my making. The moment I take responsibility that it is my making, sorrow goes out. But again we say, it is not my making, but I am suffering even though it's not my making. Vedanta comes and says, no. That situation is presenting itself in front of you is because of your own past actions. There is no use cribbing, complaining, crying about it. Responsibility gives the first freedom. So how Purushartha free, so the first angle of Purushartha guy meeting Prarabdha guy by taking responsibility. The moment you take responsibility, you become free. Correct? Slavery is making someone else responsible for my suffering. That is slavery. Again I repeat, slavery means making someone else responsible for my suffering. Freedom means I am responsible. Invariably, all human beings fail in the first step. Everybody is a slave because they always say a situation is causing. Okay till now? Second way. It's a much better method. This is the very elementary method. Decision looks like freedom, but there is a better way of doing it. What is a better way of doing it? Prasada buddhi. A cheerful acceptance of Prarabdha. Each and every situation is a blessing. Why? Thank God it has come now. I know as a karta what to do and what not. Are you able to follow? A cheerful acceptance of the situation because now you have a chance. What is the chance? To know what to do and what not to do. That is the second way of practicing the prasada buddhi. The first one is titiksha. The first method is titiksha. Tam titikshasva bharata. Practice titiksha. But in Vedanta we say all that is okay, but we don't want to have that kind of we don't want to do anything in a negative way. We want everything to be seen in a positive way. What is a positive way of doing it? Second step, prasada buddhi. Prasada buddhi. The second step. The third step is, as a karta, I have decided to live life on obligations. As a karta, I have decided to live life through obligations. In the life where I have made a choice to live on duties and obligations, likes and dislikes has no role to play. Since no likes and dislikes have any role to play, no sorrow, no prarabdha situation can affect. That's a much better way. Able to understand the subtlety? Third method. All these three methods are elementary. Ravi. They are not children. Children will do all that. Children will do all that. All these three methods are not, it's not Vedanta arranged. They are children will do. What is the proper Vedantic way? I am Purnam. When I am Purnam, few mugs taken out and a few mugs poured in. I don't even register it. It's Vedantic. Are you able to understand? But first three looks more easy. First three looks more easy, no? Vedanta is, no, all that three okay for a temporary period. But don't get Don't get stuck to that. Don't get used to that. That is not the way out forever. What is the way out forever? When you recognize that you are a Purnam, somebody pours a few mugs of joy. What difference does it make? Ocean. Apuryamanam machala pratishta. Var the samudra. Somebody comes and pours a few mugs of water. What will you do? Somebody will take out a few mugs of water. Again, how we want to meet Prarabdha? You have these four. And the Vedantic recommended way is what? Try all these three for a short while, but your goal should be to meet your Prarabdha as Purnam. From Purnatvam, meet your Prarabdha. This is the connection between Prarabdha and Purushartha. If we connect pannamna, we'll get a complete understanding of what is self-effort and what is Prarabdha, destiny. You follow? Is there a thing called destiny? People ask, is there a thing called destiny? For which you don't say yes or no. You ask a question, which will answer that question. That is a Vedantic method. People say, is there a thing called destiny? You should not answer that question yes or no. You should ask a counter question, and that counter question will dissolve this question. What is the counter question you ask? Did you have an yesterday? If you say you had an yesterday, that will have an effect today. Do you realize you had an yesterday? People ask, is there a thing called destiny, fate? What is the answer? Do you realize that you had yesterday? It means so many things you did yesterday. What will happen to all that? It will come. So, Vedanta answers question by asking a counter question that will dissolve the previous question. Are you able to follow? Again I repeat. People ask, is there a thing called fate, sir? Destiny? Don't say yes. Don't say no. Yes annalum adu or debate. No annalum or debate. Yeah, the particular debate is endless. Debate club discussion. That is. We don't do debate club discussion. We ask a counter question. What is the counter question? Did you have an yesterday? The person cannot say, I doubt it. If you can say, I doubt it, you have reached a very blessed state. Remember that. One day you should say, I doubt it. Not now, because different treatment. Yeah, if you say all this today, you will be given a different treatment. Yeah. And we don't want that treatment. Yeah. They will change you to that. So you have an yesterday? Answer is yes. What did you do? Something you did. Correct? Yesterday means yes. You did something, no? Yes. No, sir, I didn't do anything. I was only sleeping. That is also one doing. I didn't do anything. I was only sleeping. That is also one doing. And the doing of sleeping will have a act of, because there is no such thing called non-doing. There is only a thing called useful doing or useless doing. Non-doing doesn't exist. There is only useful doing or useless doing. Do you have yesterday? Yes. What you did? Useful or useless? I don't know. I don't remember. Don't worry. Your Prarabdha tells you that. You will say, oh, no, I don't remember. Life says, don't worry. The situation that you face today, your Prarabdha is an indicator of useful or useless. Using the Karta component, you work around the Bhokta. Using the karta component, you work around the bhokta component. This is a very, without going into too much of technicalities, a very comprehensive understanding of these two terms, Prarabdha and Purushartha. With this background, you revisit the entire chapter. With this background, it will be very clear. Follow what I am saying? These are the two words, Prarabdha and Purushartha. See, if one word has 7 meanings, what will you do? And these 7 meanings are not the complete 7, they are not comprehensive, they are indicators. If you dig deep, you will still find more meanings. Are you able to follow? This is as far as this concept called Prarabdha and Purushartha. Invariably there will be a misunderstanding. What? Either people want to ignore the past completely and say it's all different, or they always feel a victim. At any given point of time, you are a combination of karta plus bhokta. It means one part of you is a victim, another part of you gets you freedom from that victim. Again I repeat, at any given point of time, a human being has these two components in that. What? A victim part and the freedom part. The victim part is called Prarabdha, the freedom part is called Purushartha. But at any point of time, you have these two combinations, broadly called as Prarabdha and Purushartha. Okay? So, we revisited this entire concept of Prarabdha and Purushartha so that you can get to come back with a different. Okay? Which one? Next one. Understanding Sanchita Vasana. Who? Shankar. Shankar, solungo. Shankar, solungo.
Hari Om, sir. Hari Om. Sir, is there any difference between free will, self-effort, prayatana? If so, what is it, sir?
Say that again.
Is there any difference
between free will and prayatana?
Free will, self-effort and prayatana.
Free will and prayatana I can understand. Self-effort.
Yes.
Temporarily forget the word self-effort.
Okay.
Even if you don't know how to use the word self-effort. So temporarily forget the word self-effort.
Okay.
Free will means what? You can continue to carry the victim attitude, or you can change the victim attitude to a better attitude. That is free will.
Sure.
Are you able to understand? Free will means either you can continue to carry the notion of I am a victim, or you can change the course. That is called free will. Correct? Are you able to understand free will now?
Yeah.
Then another word we said is prayatna. Here the word prayatna means to change the direction, effort is required. Here we use the word prayatna as in a conscious effort that you make in to change your direction. Are you able to understand these two words now?
Yes, sir.
Free will and
Prayatana.
Shankar.
Yes, sir.
Free will ko self effort nu peru, prayatna ko self effort nu peru. Adu Sanskrit nude beauty. It's the beauty of that language itself. Or the very complication of the language and kuda solva. I don't know what word to use, but it's the beauty. That's the beauty of that word. You follow?
Yes.
Shankar?
Yes.
So free will means you continue to carry the victim that I am to continue to carry the attitude that I am a victim, I am a victim, I am a victim.
Yes.
Or you can develop another attitude. What? I meeting the situation, I have no choice, but I can decide how to meet it. Are you able to understand the difference now?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it okay, Shankar?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This is in relation to Prarabdha and Purushartha. Now we are moving on to the next question about Sanchita Vasana. Now we are leaving behind Prarabdha and Purushartha, are moving on to the concept Sanchita Vasana. Vasana means the unmanifest thought, desire, action. When thought, desire and action, all the three goes into an unmanifest form, that unmanifest form of thought, desire and action is called a
Vasana.
Vasana. As long as it is in the Vasana form, you will not know it, because it is yet to manifest. Only when it is manifesting, you can be aware of it. Are you able to follow? So Vasana is the unmanifest form, thought, desire and action is the manifest form. And this Vasana is of three words we use. Sanchita,
Agami.
Prarabdha and
Agami.
Agami. Agami Vasanas, Prarabdha Vasanas and Sanchita Vasanas. What is that? What is all the three? Upanishad gives this example of the bow and arrow. There is the hunter and he carries the arrows in the bag. What is that bag called? Quiver. Huh? The hunter carries a quiver, arrows are in it. Prarabdha is the arrow that is shot. Prarabdha is the arrow that is shot, traveling. Agami is ready. It's already it has come out of the one, came out of the quiver and started to travel. Another has come out of the quiver and ready. That which has come out of the quiver and ready is called Agami Vasana. Both combined together is called, both the Agami plus Prarabdha equals Sanchita, the quiver. These are the three words, Sanchita, Prarabdha and Agami. Some vasanas have already fructified, have already matured. That vasana that is already matured is called Prarabdha. How did it mature? How did it mature? Into the situations that you are facing. Are you able to follow now? Are you able to connect? Into the situations that you are facing is that. Agami is that which is ready. That which is ready to be shot, and there is something in the quiver. Now there are three. Of the three, what you can control and what you cannot control. There are these three sets now. Of these three sets, where you have a choice, of exercising control to shoot or not to shoot, all that of the three, where do you have choice? In Sanchita and Agami you have a choice. About Prarabdha you have no choice. Carefully follow now. When we say we have no choice, what do we mean? Knowledge cannot burn it out. Remember that. Always remember, when we say you have no choice, through knowledge you cannot burn it out. So what cannot be burnt out through knowledge? Prarabdha. It has already started, it has to necessarily go through the experience. What knowledge can burn? The Sanchita and Agami. How knowledge burns the Sanchita and Agami? Whatever knowledge is. Starting from Purnam to dissatisfaction to seeking fulfillment, all that discussed. So, all that knowledge you reflect on it again and again and again. Each and every reflection on these concepts again and again and again. You think it can bring a change in Prarabdha. Knowledge says it will not bring a change in the immediate situation. It will not, you think it is going to bring a change in the immediate situation. Vedanta says, adu sollave illiye. Because it is already left. Yeah. Adu vandu Rajinikanth dhaan mudiyum, isn't it? He can only travel faster than the bullet and catch the bullet. Yeah, only he can do that. Yeah, nobody in life can do that, isn't it? You know that, no? He does it. Only he can stop the bullet in mid-air and he will blow, it will come and hit you. All that is okay there only. In reality, Prarabdha, nothing can be done. Therefore, as far as the knowledge is concerned, you will never ask why my situation is not changing. You will never ask that question. Because it says the situation is your
Making.
that situation is your
Making.
Prarabdha. Prarabdham apdina, there is a reconciliation. What? No choice. No choice. No choice. Where there is no choice, enjoy. Where there is no choice, enjoy. What all Prarabdha is, what all situations you meet in life becomes your Prarabdha. That's why in this culture, there is no such thing called divorce at all. You know why? It's Prarabdha, full stop. But wives are very difficult, problematic. Husband, wife, what do we do? Answer? Prarabdha. Prarabdha. Appadina vaai mudin paduvan. The moment he hears the word Prarabdha, he quietly accepts it and walks out. Because he understands that over the situation he has no choice, but he has choice over how to meet. Purushartha. So through this knowledge, what happens now? Knowledge doesn't change the situation. Knowledge removes the arrows. Knowledge will not remove the Prarabdha situation. Knowledge will remove the Agami and the Sanchita only. Up till now, what knowledge does? Manifest Agavdama, unmanifest stately, it's clear. Acid is poured at the roots. That's why you never need to know what is my Sanchita, sir. How will I know what my Sanchita is? How much of Sanchita I have? Then this is why are you asking this question? Because who can say how much you have unless it is manifest? Somebody can say only if it is manifest. The very Sanchita means it is the total which is unmanifest. So how can you even ask this question? But if I don't know how to eliminate it, To eliminate a vasana, you need not know the number of vasanas. To eliminate the vasana, you need to know the root that is keeping the vasana alive. What is the root that is keeping the vasana alive? The hope of happiness, blah 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 blah. You know, நிறைய கதை சொல்றோம். ஒரு lectureலையும் ஒரு story we keep saying about all this. Why so much of stories is said? It's a simple law. You are nailing and nailing and nailing. எவ்வளோ எஃபோர்ட் போட்டு பைல் ட்ரைவ் பண்ணியிருக்கோமோ அந்த அளவுக்கு எஃபோர்ட் போட்டு யூ ஹேவ் டு புல் இட் அவுட். கரெக்ட் ஃபாலோ? Again repeat. You are nailing. There is the nail and you are சும்மா மைல்டாக தட்டினெல்லாம் கையிலே தட்டி விட்டுடலாம். You have been nailing it so hard, so hard, so hard. Clear? மெட்ராஸ் பாஷையில் சொல்லணும்னா
ரிவிட்டு.
ஃபைல் டிரைவுக்கு மெட்ராஸ் பாஷைங்க தான். ஃபைல் டிரைவுக்கு மெட்ராஸ் லாங்குவேஜில் என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க? ஃபைல் டிரைவ் ரிவிட். அதான் ரிவிட் அடிக்கிறதுன்னு வாங்க. ரிவிட் அடிக்கிறதுன்னா யூ டர்ன் இட் அண்ட் யூ இட் கான்ட் கம் அவுட். அது பிராரப்தம். அது முடிஞ்சு ரிவிட். அதான் ரிவிட் அடிப்பேன்னு வாங்க. கரெக்ட்? த பியூட்டிஃபுல் வேர்ட் இஸ் தட். ரிவிட் அடிக்கிறதுன்னா இதுதான். ராஜுங்க புரியுதா? That also can be taken out. More effort is required. Avladhan. It means that much of effort you have to put to how much effort has gone into driving it, that much effort has to be done to pull it out. Knowledge, that continuous reflection, manana you do is the effort that you are putting to pull it out. Are you able to follow till now? Do you get till now? What is Sanchita Vasana now? That the Vasana is that which you deal with it without allowing it to manifest. That's what the human freedom is all about. But a person gets disillusioned about putting effort. After some effort, the person says, "Sir, நிறைய எஃபர்ட் போட்டால் ஒன்றுமே சேஞ்ச் இல்லையே." அவ்வளோ சஞ்சிதா இருக்குது பஸ் டான்ஸ். Are you able to follow? A person says, "I have put in effort, sir, but nothing is happening." How to satisfy the doubt of that mind where it is believing effort has become waste? It is believing that effort has become futile now, waste now. What to do to that? You say, "Araya Sanchita இருக்குது. Keep putting in the effort, keep putting in the effort, keep putting in the effort." This is the three words. Vasana as in Sanchita, Agami and Prarabdha. Prarabdha Purushartha இருக்கிற Prarabdha meaning இங்க இருக்கிற Prarabdha meaning one and the same. We don't differentiate it. We don't differentiate. ஒரே மீனிங் தான். Prarabdhaக்கு மீனிங் மாறவே மாறாது. ஏன்னா அதான் ஆல்ரெடி மேனிஃபெஸ்டேஷனுக்கு வந்தாச்சு. Manifestation வந்ததுனாலே you know exactly what it is. The very fact that you know what it is, you know how to handle it. You know how to handle it. Some you can say அது அப்படிதான் ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியாது. Some you say prasada buddhi. Some you say whatever method you use doesn't matter. Some method you can use. What is Sanchita Vasana? The total. Understand? Total not as in numerical total. Sanchita Vasana, 100 million Vasanas, it's not numerical total. Large, intense unfulfillment. A very deep, intense unfulfillment. That's what we call a strong Sanchita. Depending on the particular embodiment, context, the situation, it will manifest as in a specific desire. That specific desire is more of a conditioning of the environment and situation rather than the Vasana itself. For example, all human beings in all parts of the planet needs breakfast. அதில் ஒன்றும் There is no change in that. There, that is a vasana. Now what is prarabdha now? Idli sambar sapta. Only if I have idli sambar, I felt like having breakfast. Or only if I have porridge, I felt like having one. That is the specific manifestation. Now, looking at the specific manifestation, you should not conclude like that there are millions. Are you able to follow now? Looking at the specific manifestation of idli dosa as breakfast, you should not conclude what? Like that I am having millions of specific desires, you should not conclude. That is not Sanchita Vasa. That intense unfulfillment will have a specific manifestation depending upon the Prarabdha situation. Prarabdha situation, South India la போனான்னா இப்படி தான் இருக்கும் இல்லையா? சவுத் இந்தியாவில் போனால் இட்லி தோசை தான், isn't it? கர்நாடகாவில் பிறந்தா செட் தோசை. Oh my God. How can you have set dosa in the morning? Set dosa தெரியும்ல? It's like 4 dosas put together, isn't it? Set dosa they give. Oh my God. You can't even have one dosa and they will have set dosa, breakfast. Gujarat, something you should have. Kolkata, like a football size, one rasagulla you should have, isn't it? One rasagulla will be like a football it is. One sweet it is. You go to North India, aloo paratha in that mustard oil. Aloo paratha in that mustard oil and pickled soaked in mustard oil. The very fragrance is Narayana. I feel like இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சுட்டு we go and sit in Baku, Azerbaijan. Raw cut meat. Raw cut meat the fellow is having. Abdina Sanchita Vasana means I can't conclude I have a Vasana for idli dosa, set dosa, poha, rasgulla, parota, mustard oil, mustard oil, parota, and then cut meat. No. You don't have numerical numbers. The misunderstanding that we have is we think it in numerical numbers. Total Vasana means totally I have 100 million, 1000 million, or 1 million, or 100. This number itself has no meaning at all. Why? The moment you know the numbers, it has become manifest. The moment it has become manifest, of the three, what it is? Prarabdha. So Prarabdha will be always only a few. The intensity is deeper. So what is Sanchita Vasana? The deep-rooted intensity is the Sanchita. Out of that, something you attempted is Prarabdha. That work out alana, next is you are waiting to attempt another method. That is Agami. So Agami and Sanchita should not be understood in terms of manifestation. Prarabdha alone should be understood in terms of manifestation. That is why knowledge, we say, has no say on the Prarabdha part, but knowledge can eliminate the
Sanchita and Agami.
Agami and Sanchita. The moment Agami and Sanchita is eradicated, you are a Jivan Mukta, you are liberated. For all practical purposes, there is liberation. Body continues for a while, because that has to continue. How can that stop? That cannot stop. So that will continue for a while, and that also dies. And when the body dies, your liberation will not come to an end. Liberation has happened, body continues for a while, and the body dies. End of body is not end of
Mukti, sir?
Liberation. Isavas Upanishad. What did the boy say? After let the elements go back to the elements. I have nothing to do with that. Let the elements go back to the elements. You remember that we spent a lot of time discussing that. Let the elements go back to the elements. Let the elements go back to the elements. Because the end of the body is not the end of consciousness. The birth of the body is not the birth of consciousness. If birth of the body is the beginning of consciousness, obviously end of the body will be end of consciousness. Then what do you mean by consciousness continuing? Continued consciousness is that which pre-existed everything. Therefore, we say what happens at the Prarabdha is at the level of the physical body and the physical environment a lot. Agami and Sanchita is at the level of the subtle body a lot. Through knowledge and understanding, you can handle that which is at the subtle body level. Are you okay till now? That's why when you die, what is carrying forward? The subtle body is carrying forward. So what will carry forward? The work that you have done at the subtle body level will continue. Not the work that you have done at the gross body level. Because end of the gross body is end of this over. It is done and over. Therefore, at death, what travels? They say the subtle body travels. What is the subtle body? Subtle body is a combination. What is the combination? Knowledge and ignorance. Not the combination of knowledge and ignorance travels taking another body. Are you okay till now? Subtle body as in mind and intellect. Again, not the specific mind and intellect in relation to the specific body. Not that mind intellect. The potential mind intellect. The potential mind intellect along with the accumulated karmas of knowledge and ignorance will take up another body. Because mind is memory. Mind is memory. Upon death, what goes out? Memory is wiped out. Thank God memory gets wiped out. Thank God it is. That's why we can welcome a new child. We can welcome a new child because it comes with the zero memory. Imagine it comes with the past memory. What it will do? What will happen to life? What will happen to life? Chaotic it will become. Therefore, when we say mind and intellect moves, subtle body moves, again don't connect it to the specific subtle body as the mind and intellect. The potential mind and intellect with the accumulated karmas moves. All this happens in the realm of adrishta, unknown. Say unknown means you cannot see it physically happening, but you can infer all this happening. So Sanchita Vasana, Prarabdha is not an inference. Prarabdha is your Anubhava. Prarabdha is what you experience. But Sanchita and all is your inference. So upon death what happens? The Sanchita body, the subtle body leaves one gross body and moves into another body. And when it leaves, it doesn't leave abruptly and all. It will make a very good preparation and leave. Just as when you are leaving this house, you already buy you don't go and stand in the streets looking for the house. But sir, if people die in an earthquake, you don't know that preparation has already happened. Tsunami, accident, preparation has happened. That jiva itself doesn't know it. Then only it's a preparation. And thank God that jiva should not know. Again, they should not know it. And if they know it, it becomes chaotic. Thank God that so many things in life is not pratyaksha. Knowledge penetrates and understands it deeply. And knowledge will not tell you. That's what people try. No? People try this method, no? What, Mira? What is it called? Huh? I didn't hear. I didn't hear. Regression. Exactly what I was in the past. Invariably, you will be a Greek princess. Correct? Greek princess, huh? Or some great king. You would have never been a. And God, you don't remember that. You follow what I'm saying? So it is not knowing the past in that sense. It is understanding what the accumulated karmas with the seed potential mind and intellect. You get into a new body. This is the Sanchita Vasana, Agami Vasana, and Prarabdha Vasana, talking about reincarnation from one body to another body. To conclude, three attitudes you can have. You can say Aham Sharira, you can say Aham Jiva, you can say Aham Brahma. Three attitudes, you can say Aham Sharira, I am the body, you can say. Second is you can say Aham Jiva. Third, you can say Aham Brahma. Yeah. Aham Sharirosmi. You can say that. Aham Jivosmi. You can say that. Or you can say Aham Brahmasmi. Sanchita Vasana, Agami Vasana, all that has the relevance in relation to Aham Jivosmi. Prarabdha is in relation to Aham Sharirasmi. The Shariram Prarabdha. That's why we will never go for nose correction. Prarabdha is this nose. Keep it finished and be done with it. Why are you worried? No, sir, but that nose is good, but this nose is bad. That is good. Why you get into all that? It is your Prarabdha, really. Meaning, by changing that, nothing is going to change in you. By changing that, nothing is going to change in you. Why? Because the seed of unfulfillment, all that is still there in you, no. So what are you going to continue? You are going to continue exactly like the same person. Therefore, what knowledge is, don't worry about changing the prarabdha situations and all that. Worry about the agami and the sanchita. Because it is unmanifest, it is easy to pour acid at the root level. Just dig a small hole and pour acid through that hole. You don't have to dig open the whole tree. How do they pour acid in the roots? Just a small hole is enough. Just dig a small hole and pour acid. The whole tree is wiped out in few months. Whole tree is wiped out in. Knowledge is pouring acid at the root. Sanchita Agami is gone. Prarabdha, anyway it will die by itself. Are you able to follow till now? With this background, I will read your understanding. Clear? Correct? Death of the physical body is death of Prarabdha. Correct. Death of physical body is end of Prarabdha. Correct. The subtle body moves over to Sanchita. It becomes unmanifest. Moves over to Sanchita means it is becoming unmanifest. Because manifestation will require a period of unmanifest before coming into the next manifestation. So from manifest to unmanifest to manifest. So that between two manifestations there will be an unmanifest period. That unmanifest period is Vasana state. Between two manifestations there is an unmanifest. They logic bottom between two Unmanifest only there is a manifestation. Same logic you can put it. The most powerful vasana from the Sanchita manifests as a next Prarabdha. Since vasana and the strength keep changing, it is not possible to understand which one from the many vasanas shall take the next embodiment. Correct. Thank God we don't know that. Thank God we don't know that. The most powerful vasana from the Sanchita manifests as a next Prarabdha. Correct. That is why it cannot be said that you continue from where you ended last. That is over. Einstein is over. Maybe a cowherd boy. That is over. Einstein is over, and maybe a cowherd boy. From a brilliant Nobel Prize winner scientist to a cowherd boy. Because when he was a scientist, he understood what he would have thought. இதெல்லாம் இருக்கிறதுக்கு நிம்மதியாக மாடு மேய்ச்சல் இருந்திருக்கலாம், he would have thought. Effort போட்டு சயின்டிஸ்ட்லாம் கண்டுபிடிச்சு, நியூக்ளியர் பாம்லாம் கண்டுபிடிச்சு, the whole lot is getting destroyed by all. It would have been better if I was a cowherd boy. எங்கே பிறந்திருப்போம்? எங்கேயோ ஆப்பிரிக்கன் கான்டினென்ட்ல ஒரு cowherd boy பிறந்திருப்போம். That is over. That's why he doesn't continue as Einstein. That is over. Something new will
emerge.
In the unit life of a Prarabdha, there is addition and deletion of vasana. Unit means entire lifetime. Unit 70 years of life, let us. Yes. Addition of vasana is ignorance. Deletion of vasana is knowledge. What is vasana? The intense feeling of unfulfillment. Vasana means the intense feeling of unfulfillment. So addition of the unfulfillment is ignorance. Deletion of the sense of unfulfillment is knowledge. Correct. The same action can arise out of ignorance or knowledge. Yes. Action arising out of ignorance will have the 5 symptoms. Very correct. What are the 5 symptoms? Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, Bhaya. இதெல்லாம் வந்துச்சுன்னா ignorance இருக்குதுன்னு. Correct. Same actions arising out of knowledge will not have the 5 symptoms. Correct. Action without symptom arises from the state of vasana-lessness. We should not say that. We should say action without symptoms arises from the state of knowledge. Because we have to accommodate chronology of action also. Because chronology of action says there cannot be an action without a vasana. So if we say vasana-lessness, we are negating the chronology of action. No, we cannot negate that also. So then what is the other word? Action without symptoms arises from knowledge. Ultimately, yes, self-realization. Actionlessness. At the time of physical death, the aggregate of ignorance and knowledge moves over to the Sanchita. It becomes unmanifest. Subtle body is the mind and is known. Causal body is unknown. Sanchita is also unknown. Correct. Causal body is unknown. Sanchita is unknown. Causal body and Sanchita can be understood as one and the same. In a very loose way, yes. You can say both are same. Gross, subtle, causal. Gross and subtle is a combination of Prarabdha and Agami. Causal body is purely ignorance, the unmanifested. Loosely we can call it as Sanchita also. Karana Sharira. Follow? This is understanding Sanchita Vasana. So we covered 2, we covered. What are the 2 we covered? Prarabdha and Purushartha we covered fully. Fully means in some detailed way we covered. And we covered vasanas also, including Sanchita. With this, we conclude for today. Yes.
Regarding Prarabdha, is exhaustive. So,
Yes.
what happens? We add some more karma. What is that?
It goes into that.
When
Yes.
take this birth,
Yes.
is not there.
Yes.
This birth, we are further.
That is why you don't gather a specific desire. Unfulfillment you gather. A hope that if I get something, I'll be happy. If I get something, I'll be happy. If I can avoid something, I'll be happy. This is Sanchita. This notion you keep developing. Again, I repeat. A notion that you develop. If I get something, I'll be happy. Another notion that you develop. If I avoid something, I can be happy. As you continue that from the past, you do certain actions trying it, you continue the same notion. When you intensify this notion, your vasanas are increasing this. Don't think it as you are picking up one more desire. Not like don't think it as a numerical number of desires. That's what I explained in. You follow?
Yeah.
With this we conclude, we continue. Next.